Down, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty gritty. Been down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around people. Oh, yeah, you know it. It's the hot time. It's the summer in the city. Yeah. It's now time for Ralph's Opinion. Come on, and dance all night. Yeah, some love and spoonful there for you. Summer in the city. And it's hot all across the United States. And it's hot here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platform for the Ralph's Opinion Show. Good evening. I'm Ralph Williams, your host, and we're here every single Wednesday night at 7:30 until 8 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, we go into the show the way I see it. It's a double dose of Ralph on Wednesday nights, and we start at 7:30 now, and we go till 8, and then from 8 to 8:30, the way I see it. Lots to talk about tonight, as there always is. Later on, 8 o'clock, the way I see it with me, Ralph Williams, Milton, Delaware, is copycatting Ocean City, Maryland. Wait do you hear this one? More about insurance discrimination against manufactured homes. I have a lot to talk about later on and a lot to talk about tonight here on the Ralph's Opinion Show. And don't forget, every single night here on the Ralph's Opinion Show, we do the good, the bad, and the ugly on Donald Trump. But this Saturday on the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno Show, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly of Ed Gainey, former mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, still mayor till November. We're going to talk about that as well, so check that out. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios here at Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland, right outside Ocean City. 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call Mata today. Mata told me they're busy. A lot of air conditioners need to be fixed. They're the best in the business, been doing it for a long time. So get a hold of Mata today, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland, 410-596-1681. You want to buy a house? Do you want to rent a house? Do you want to just get a short-term rental? Do you want to have a summer house? That's it. But call Mike Dotson today if you're doing any kind of real estate in Ocean City. 20 years in the business. That number is 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. All right. Don't forget, later on tonight at 9 o'clock, I will be on the Steel City Sports World show with host Luther Dupree, Claudia Rosano, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. And I just want to let everyone know that as well. And that's on YouTube and Facebook. And we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick network as well. All right. The Oracle Radio Network and I are still working out technical problems. They're having issues trying to get me on the air. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's them. They're still working on it. And as soon as we can get this together, we will be on the Oracle Radio Network. But as soon as it happens, you will know first. Just stay tuned to my social media platforms. Also, don't forget to check out the www.rwmediaproductions.com. The reason I say that is because I have just uploaded some shorts and some new shows and some stuff like that. So you might want to look into that as well. And also you might want to look into this gentleman here, Southern Fried Sports, JD Wyatt. Check him out. Also, don't forget to check out Brian Pettit and the Tiger Stripes Media. Please follow, subscribe, and help them out as well. Pensman Sports, don't forget to also help him out as well. All right. Let's get to the comment section here real quick. George, he says, you think you're going to be, what's it say here? Oh, censored by any chance? No, I don't think so. Why would I be censored, George? I don't need to be censored. George, I know a lot about that stuff, being in the media for a long, long time. Just never got my shot. I've been the redheaded stepchild up in Pittsburgh for a long time, and some other things have gone on in my life that have caused me not to be where I need to be successful in the media up in Pittsburgh and across the United States. But now I'm here. I've been doing this since COVID, and we're getting there. It's a long haul, but we're getting there. So, I don't think I'll be censored. Why would I? Why do I need to be censored? What have I done? That's the whole bottom line. Okay, George says here, they're trying to limit your influence in what it and that's why I was asking. Oh, well, that's news to me. I haven't received the notification. I know who's doing it. And to be honest with you, there are some people out here in the media that don't like me. And the reason they don't like me is because I tell it like it is. And I tell it the way I see it. There's some businesses out here that don't like me because I tell it like it is. There's businesses in Pittsburgh, there's people in Pittsburgh that I've said things about over the years. But it's the truth, though. See, George, the problem is they want me off the air because they don't like me speaking the truth. And that's what the problem is. All right, Ralph's opinion tonight. We're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly of Trump. We do that every single night here on Ralph's Opinion. If you're new to the program, I welcome you aboard. And we're all over the place, Alaska, Texas, and all across the United States as well. And we still have an audience in Pittsburgh, and I want to welcome my new audience in Ocean City, Maryland, and around the Maryland state area as well. All right, so want to welcome everybody for that. And we're going to be checking in on Facebook, see who's all on Facebook tonight as well. Well, before we get started with Trump, I want to say something that's interesting here. All right. There's a situation going on in Texas. There's flooding, California wildfires. I'm hearing stories now that FEMA has been cut to the gnaw, to the bone. The National Weather Service has been cut. Trump has done a lot. President Trump has done a lot of cutting in different spots that probably shouldn't have been done. And I know what you're all saying out there, still all over me about Medicaid and Medicare. I get these emails all the time. In fact, I'll read one off right now. Joe says, Ralph, and he's from Pittsburgh, how dare you sit there and criticize my fine city? All right. And also, how dare you stick up for Trump in this Medicaid, Medicare situation? I'm not sticking up for Trump. I'm giving you the facts, Joe. Okay? I'm giving you the facts. I'm telling you like it is. And the Medicaid, Medicare thing is not as bad as it looks. And there's a lot of you out there saying, well, that's the bad bill. It's not the best bill. It's not the good bill. It's not the greatest bill in the whole world, the bill that was just signed. Okay? No, it's not. But see, the problem is you can't please everybody. And no one understands that logic. The logic of the fact is that you really can't please everybody. And everybody wants, a piece of this pie. I get it. No problem. All right. But what I don't like is when people tell me, well, you're sticking up for Trump. I'm not sticking up for Trump. I'm telling you, this bill's not as bad as it looks. Look at the stock market already. Okay. Look at what Trump has done. Okay. The good was this week. He was in Pittsburgh again. Last time he was in Pittsburgh, he was there for the Nippon Steel, U.S. Steel thing. Now he's back again. And this time he was at Carnegie Mellon University. Now, those of you who don't know what Carnegie Mellon University is, it is one of the most expensive schools in the world. They do specialize in engineering. They specialize in architecture, because I know some people who went there. The owner of the Carolina Panthers NFL football team, David Tepper, has gone there. He's donated buildings with his name all over the place in Pittsburgh. Okay? All right? That's the good this week of Donald Trump. What else is good? The fact that he went to this natural gas summit where there were 10,000 representatives from all over the world in the natural gas industry. But you folks out there are all worried about solar panels. You're worried about solar power. You're worried about, oh, I got an electric car, or, I'm one of those freedom fighters, the Al Gores of the world, fighting over the environment and how much water we use and flushing our toilets and things like that. But what you're not understanding here is the fact that, okay, natural gas makes a lot of money. Drilling for natural gas. Now, since Biden's term, it has cut back a lot. All right. Jobs were lost in Alaska because of Biden getting rid of Trump's oil or gas treaties or oil treaties or whatever he was doing there. Okay. So everyone thinks that, now here we are, natural gas is back. It is, and drilling is back, but it's more sophisticated than ever. Watch the movie Gasland. Gasland 1, Gasland 2. It's about natural gas drilling. It's about fracking and all that stuff, okay? Now, this natural gas stuff and AI and these data centers have something to do with this natural gas thing. Now we got American Steel again in Pittsburgh, in Western Pennsylvania. We've got all these jobs coming to a small little dinky little town in Indiana, Pennsylvania called Homer City. 10,000 jobs just to get everything set up and ready. That includes building the facilities. That includes wiring the facilities. That includes getting everything together. And it's going to take 3-4 years. So these people are going to be working consistently for the next 4 or 5 years. Trade jobs, construction workers, laborers, all kinds of stuff is there. All right. That's the good this week of Donald Trump. What's bad? They keep asking him questions about these files. Go away. But that's bad for him. Okay. That's bad for Donald Trump when you have people keep asking you the same question over and over again, and now they want to prosecute him for this. They want to try to prosecute, him for this. And what doesn't look good is the fact that he wants to fire that Treasury Secretary or whoever that guy the revenue guy or whatever. Yeah, he wants to fire him. Okay. I don't know that he has the power to do so, but I do know he wants to fire him. That looks bad. So I just gave you the good. I just gave you the bad. And now the ugly part about all this is now you have Congress and you have senators and you have congressmen and you have all these people all going around now. They want to prosecute because of these files that no one seems to remember where they have disappeared to. Okay. All right. All right. We're live here tonight. Here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platforms. This is the Ralph's Opinion Show. We're here every Wednesday night, 7:30 to 8 p.m. And then we go into the, all right, what's this say here? I see, thanks, says George, thank you. And then, you ever been to the Oil and Gas Museum in West Virginia? No, I have not. But I heard it's a very nice place. I heard it's great. I heard coal's coming back, which will be good for West Virginia because that's their main thing. When Trump was president the first time, he had coal was back, and then all of a sudden Biden let it go again. Okay. Electric cars. He wants electric trucks. He wanted to make the whole damn country electric. You're driving a tractor trailer. You got to charge up every 200 miles. That's not going to work for you. All right. All right. Trump's tariffs expected to slam Americans with $2,000 cost of living surge in 2026. Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Well, that's a bad thing right there. Okay, that's what the statistics are saying. The economy, they said inflation is down again or something, or unemployment is, or whatever. You know, what I don't understand is how is unemployment up? There's jobs everywhere. There's 8.2 million jobs in this country, and we don't want to work. All right. Here's some good news. Trump says that Coca-Cola has agreed to use real cane sugar now. I mean, Coca-Cola's got the most sugar anyway, I believe. Maybe Pepsi has it more. Okay. All right. So, I mean, here we are. Okay. Let's go into this here. There we go. All right. All right. Here we go here. Yep, there we are. All right. You know, you got some of this stupid never takes a vacation stuff going on out here. You got a baby, somebody leaving babies in a vehicle for 45 minutes in a hot car. Stupid never takes a vacation. You know, I got to send out the alarm because it's the truth. Okay, it's a big time truth there. All right. All right, here now. This is bad news for Trump. USAID is now saying that there's extra food stocks, emergency food that either can go out to other countries, could go to people around this country. That's bad for Trump. That's ugly. He's destroying the food. He's getting rid of it. That's a waste of food. Okay. That's exactly what's going on. All right. There's Cyberski checking in. Yep, that's right, Ed Gainey. We're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly Saturday on the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno radio show. Yes, we are. All right. Okay. Now here, this isn't good for, well, I don't know if it affects his campaign. COVID cases rising in 25 states, but nationwide activity low, says the CDC. Okay. All right. The 1-year anniversary was last week of the Trump assassination attempt. Corey Sarator's family. I want to send my condolences to their family. 1-year anniversary of that attempted assassination on President Trump. That stupid never takes a vacation. Why would that guy even think about doing that? It's all over the place. It's in Minnesota. It's all across the country. It's around the world. People just randomly shooting each other, going after politicians. You know, it's tough to run for politics. It's tough to talk about politics now. Everybody wants to shoot people. I know some guys up in Pittsburgh who have radio shows that said they were talking about certain candidates up there, and they're getting death threats. Okay. All right. So there we are with that. All right. All right. We're in Lamada Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-201-0500, Mada Heating and Air Conditioning. Here we are right there. They're our studio sponsor. We're in Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platform, and also on the Kick Network. And then also, please don't forget to follow me on my Twitter page, and also don't forget to also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, one of our sponsors here, Farmers and Bristol West Insurance, Robin Campbell, Western Pennsylvania, best insurance agent, 412-366-3399. Call Robin Campbell today. Robin Campbell Insurance, Farmers, Bristol West. He has all life, home, auto, any kind of insurance of that. Renters, call Robin Campbell today. All right. All right. Also, please don't forget tomorrow, because yesterday was my wife's birthday. The Sports Corner show, we start at 4 o'clock with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. And we're also on our social media platforms here that we're on now, plus the Huddle Sports Network. Okay. And then immediately following at 5 o'clock, we will have Wrestle Talk. We have a lot to talk about, including the Evolution pay-per-view. And I told everybody that Naomi was a dangerous person with that case, but nobody believed me. Nobody said, Ralph, you're right. Ralph, I think you're right. No, everybody was wrong except me. I was the only one that called it. Okay. The only one that called it, that Naomi was the most dangerous person, a woman wrestler in the entire WWE. Okay. So 5 to 5:30, the Wrestle Talk show, unless we have a guest, and we're on until 6 with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. That's tomorrow. All right. And then don't forget on Saturday, 8 a.m., starts the triple header of Ralph Saturday. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, 1250 a.m., 92.5, The Answer, Western Pennsylvania. And then don't forget 1250 a.m., The Answer, PGH.com. All right. Ed Gainey. Here you go, Cyberewski. Ed Gainey, the good, the bad, and the ugly of his mayoral term. He's done in November. Walks away. He could walk away a hero, but he won't. All right. And then at 2 o'clock is the Sports Corner radio show on the same channel. But first, we stop at 10 a.m. here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, the Kick Network, Huddle Sports Network. Every Saturday, 10 a.m., the Saturday Sports Show with me, Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty. We'll be joined by Pensman Sports and Brian Pettit once again this weekend. All right. So there you are. Just to let you know that. And then don't forget, 2 to 3 p.m., 1250 The Answer AM. And also 92.5 on the FM dial, Western Pennsylvania, and across the country on 1250 a.m. 1250 a.m. The Answer, PGH.com. All right. Let's see what we got here. Cyberewski. What do we got here? Josh Dorr. What's Josh Dorr up to tonight? Yep, that's your hero. I bet, Josh. You know it. All right. Okay. Let's get back into the show here. All right. So the good, the bad, and the ugly of Trump. I just mentioned the good thing. He was at that natural gas conference in Pittsburgh at Carnegie Mellon University, talking about natural gas, talking about millions of dollars and millions of jobs. But then now we got them files coming up again involving, those files. Okay. Alligator Alcatraz. All right. Which, I get his point. He's trying to reopen Alcatraz so he could put federal prisoners. I'm told that also he's using all the old VA sites. I'll tell you about that on the way I see it, about what's going on in Pittsburgh with their VA site. One of the ones that closed up. It got sold to the city for $1. We'll talk about that later on, okay? Now, what else we got here? Who else? All right, we got Josh Dorr. I don't know the person. Don't care. Probably not. Who knows? All right. So there you are. All right. Rite Aid stores. Once again, Chapter 11 for a second time. Rite Aid stores. For a second time. It's causing backup up in the Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania area because there's a lot of Rite Aid stores around there. Causing a big time backup. Okay. Across the country. All right. So there you are. The good, the bad, and the ugly of Trump. The good is, as I mentioned, that natural gas conference he attended this week. The bad, the files keep coming up. And the ugly is this bill that everyone keeps saying is a bad bill. I told you what's going on with the Senator Dave McCormick. Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick came out and laid it out for everybody. The ones that are upset about this, that could lose their Medicaid, are the ones who have to work. You want Medicaid, you got to work 10 hours a week at a job. If you can't, like myself and some others, then you have nothing to worry about. But if you're on Medicaid and you can physically work, they're going to make you work 10 hours a week. You have to work probably up to 80 hours a month, which will be maybe 20 hours a week. Okay. All right. Medicare cuts. No, it's not cuts. What it is it's getting rid of waste. It's getting rid of stuff that doesn't belong. Getting rid of people who don't deserve to be on it, that are on it, that are doing fraud. Social Security frauds out there. Okay. There's a lot of that. They came up with millions and millions and millions of dollars in Social Security waste. But everybody's panicking about this bill. Give it a chance. The tariffs, give it a chance. I'll say this, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you can't expect, anything to be, at the snap of the fingers. And that's what the problem is. Here's something here I want to talk about. Las Vegas casino owner files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. How in the world, unless Vegas is struggling, which probably isn't the case, I don't know. I haven't been to Vegas in a long, long time. It's been probably about 25 or more years since I've been to Vegas. Okay. How in the world do you file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and you're in Vegas? Oh, my. Something wrong with that picture. Magnitude 7.3 magnitude earthquake in Alaska. Alaska. Wow. Oh, my. That's crazy. It's really crazy. Trump wants to get rid of the penny. Is that good? Yeah, a lot of us don't use pennies. Is that bad? Because people collect pennies. Is that ugly? Yeah, because now it's something that's not made. But do you realize that the penny is what they call the penny takes a nickel to make it takes 5 cents to make a penny. So you're not making no money on the penny, and it's not worth anything anymore. All right. All right. I'm Ralph Williams. This has been Ralph's Opinions. Great to be here tonight. And we're going to wrap up right now and going into closing. Just give this an opportunity. Give it a chance. Okay? The stock market is up sky high. Maybe those of you out there who don't have stocks, don't have 401ks. Okay? When the stock market's up, everybody's winning. When the stock market's down, everybody's losing. Because the stock market runs this country. Wall Street runs this country. Rome was not built in a day, folks. So give it an opportunity. This has been Ralph's Opinion. Stay tuned. Coming up, The Way I See It. Until next week, for Ralph's Opinion, I am Ralph Williams. Have yourself a great one. Thank you.
Welcome to another edition of The Way I See It with your host, Ralph Williams. And now, without further ado, Ralph Williams.
Yeah, some Judas Priest for you and another thing coming. Yeah, that's right. They're in their final tour this year. Judas Priest, along with Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. A lot of them old-fashioned rock bands are all in the final years of their tour. Foreigner has decided to start wrapping up. Chicago, I believe, is going to start wrapping it up. But anyway, welcome to another edition of The Way I See It. I'm Ralph Williams. We're here every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. We're here and we have a lot to talk about tonight, including another town in the Delmarva region. Now, those of you who don't know what the Delmarva region is, I'm going to tell you about that shortly here. But I will tell you about our studio sponsor, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call today. And also Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland, 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. There's Mike right there. Give him a call today. If you have any real estate stuff you want to do in Ocean City, Maryland, and Berlin, Maryland, anywhere in the surrounding Delmarva community, give Mike a call. And I got to tell you, he's the best in the business. 20 years in it. Mike Dotson Realty. All right. Tonight, we're going to have part 4. And there's going to be more parts to this because I'm starting to discover a little more about these insurance companies down here that have discriminated down here in Ocean City. Those of you who are not aware, I live in Berlin, Maryland, which is part of the Delmarva region. That's the Delaware, Maryland Peninsula. Okay. I live in the Maryland part. But Delaware is also part of it as well. Joe Biden lives in Rehoboth Beach. So those of you who want to go to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, tell Joe Biden you can do that. All right. We're going to talk about stuff in the Delmarva region right now. And it has to do with insurance. There's an insurance out there now. And those of you who are buying homes, whether it's in Delaware, Maryland, or anywhere, and you have a manufactured home, I don't care where you're at, especially along the coast here. Beware. If you buy a house that's older than 25 years old, or actually older than 20, more or less, nobody's going to buy it, or no insurance company will insure you. None. I've called every one of them. Every single one. I had one company, which I talked about a week or two ago, who said they had all these people or all these different companies that they reach out to, and their customer service was horrible anyway. And then I get a call from this lady who's a supervisor or something like that for Goosehead Insurance, who says to me, well, Mr. Williams, I'm sorry about what happened, but we can't. No, I don't want to hear that. What I want to hear is, what are you going to do for me? Are you going to insure my place? So now, because the insurance commission down here in Maryland had a meeting with all of these insurance companies, every single one of them. And what has happened is they had a meeting to discuss not screwing people who live along the coast. Okay? Not screwing people who own manufactured homes like I own. You see what I'm getting at? Who basically, all right, that have homes now that are older than 20 years old, they will not insure. Even the companies that guarantee they will insure now. Okay, and I have an older home. Okay, boy, do I know I have an older home. I'm getting ready to sign with these people, and I have to. This state, they have this thing. It's a state insurance that you buy from the state of Maryland. It sucks. It really does. But I'm forced into it because my house is older than 20 years old. You get it? Know this going in. This not only screws you as someone who wants to buy real estate or rent real estate or whatever it is you're going to do down here. It also screws your realtor who's out here to make money. It screws people who have other, whatever kind of entity you have in real estate. It screws. Because now you're not going to be able to get rid of your house. And I'm going to tell you a little story here because I'm getting ready to call the Federal Insurance Regulation Commission. This is, to me, and I've mentioned this in the last few shows, discrimination against people who own manufactured homes. But here's the kicker of this whole thing. I haven't heard from anybody. Nobody's emailed me. I have an email of ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Okay? Not one person. Not one person has commented on my Facebook page. Not one person has said, Ralph, I heard what was going on. I support you. Not one person. Not one person. Okay? Which is very, very sad, by the way. Does that mean nobody cares? Does that mean you just figure, well, you know what, screw Ralph, that's his business if that's what's going on. Too bad for him. Okay? That's not the case. The case is, if you don't want to come down here and get the screw job by an insurance company, then my advice to you is, okay, if you're going to come down here and you're going to buy property, my advice to you is please make sure you do your homework. Cletus Lee is watching, mayor of North Braddock, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Cletus. It's on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick Network. We're here live in Berlin, Maryland, in Studio 10. Okay? Studio 10. Our studio sponsor is Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Okay? And one thing I want to add here, speaking of Cletus Lee, don't forget this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno Show, Western Pennsylvania, 1250 a.m., 92.5 on the FM dial. And even if you can't get in Western Pennsylvania or wherever you are across the country, you can tune in at 1250 a.m., The Answer, pgh.com. Or go on Google, punch up 1250 a.m., The Answer, scroll down to Radio Stations USA, push the arrow, and you can listen in because we got one hell of a show for you this Saturday. Cletus Lee, the mayor of North Braddock, who's tuning in on Facebook, will be our guest this week. Cletus Lee will join us Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. to talk with us about the U.S. Steel Nippon Steel deal and some other topics as well. All right? And we'll talk about the recent natural gas drilling situation. I'm hearing stories that now North Braddock wants to drill for natural gas. So we're going to talk about that as well with Cletus. Cletus will join us. Cletus is a great friend of the show, mayor of North Braddock, Pennsylvania. All right. Then at 2 to 3 p.m. on the same station, the same format, the same everything, 1250 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial in Western Pennsylvania, across the country and around the world. All right. 1250 a.m. The Answer, pgh.com, or 1250 a.m. and 92.5 on the FM dial in Western Pennsylvania. Sports Corner Radio Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. All right. And then at 10 a.m., as part of the triple header of Ralph, don't forget about the Saturday Sports Show with me, Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty. We're live on these same social media platforms, as well as the Huddle Sports Network. All right, there's another one of us here. There we are. We're also on the Kick Network now, and we're about to be on the Oracle Network. We're still working on it. There's just some technical issues that have been going on, so we'll be getting there as well. All right. Okay. This is the way I see it with me, Ralph Williams, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So if you're going to get real estate down here in Ocean City or around the area here, Berlin or wherever you're at, be careful if you want to buy a manufactured home because you're going to have a problem. And please make sure that the one that you do buy is not near the coast, close to the ocean or the bay. Okay, I talked to a real estate guy down here that I know, and I know Mike Dotson, and I know a few other ones. They've all told me the same story. They're having trouble selling the older homes because people can't get insurance. They got to go with the Maryland state thing. I have not heard yet from an insurance person to come on here and explain to you and me why I'm being discriminated. As a person who owns a manufactured home, why am I being discriminated? All right. I also forgot to mention for the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show this Saturday, we're having the good, the bad, and the ugly of Ed Gainey as he wraps up his tenure as mayor. He got voted out by Corey O'Connor on the Democratic side. Tony Moreno, my co-host on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, is running also for mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. My advice to you as an Ed Gainey voter, please go out and vote for Tony Moreno. If you want change, and a lot of you don't up there, that's why I moved down here. You don't want change. Okay? All right? You know, I have some ups and downs. It's 50-50 with me down here right now. You know, there's some advantages to living here and there's some disadvantages. And one of them is buying a house. The insurance thing down here with being on the coast is a real bitch. That's how I'm going to put it out to you. Okay? And you know me, I don't leave anything out. Okay? One other thing, too, today, here in the way I see it, and that's the way I see it about insurance companies. We're going to keep talking about this until I get your attention. Until you go on Ralph Williams 737 at gmail.com. You go out and you call your friend, you call your cousin, you call somebody and get them subscribing to my YouTube channel. Get them following me on Twitter X. Follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn. Okay? Instagram, TikTok. I'm everywhere. All right? Blue Sky. I'm all over the place. Okay? All right? I'm on a lot of social media platforms. All right? Next, Milton, Delaware, which is part of the Delmarva region. Now, the Delmarva region, again, is Delaware, the coast, and Maryland, the coast. They call it the Delmarva region. You got Bethany Beach, you got Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, you got Ocean City, Maryland. You got Pittsview, you got some of these other places. It's all in this Delmarva region down here. All right. So Milton, Delaware now wants to have an ordinance on short-term rentals. Pittsburgh just passed an ordinance today or spoke again about possibly passing an ordinance on short-term rentals. A few years back on Easter Sunday in Pittsburgh, there was a shooting at an Airbnb. There was a big party going on. Somebody from out of state rented the Airbnb, and it was on the north side section of Pittsburgh. And somebody in their infinite wisdom decided to go around and start shooting at people. They still have not found those folks who did that yet. That is an unsolved crime. That's a cold case right now. Okay. Ocean City, Maryland. I spoke about this last week. I called out Rick Meehan, the mayor. Okay. About this short-term rental thing. They want to make you, the least that you can rent a short-term rental is a month. Milton, Delaware now, the people who run these short-term rentals and Airbnbs are getting angry because now the government is interfering with their business. I get the point. I get it. Some people rent these places and they cause problems. I get that. Young kids come down here by themselves. They go to Milton, Delaware. They go to Rehoboth Beach, wherever they go. And they cause problems. And they make problems. And they party all night long. They're up till 3, 4 in the morning. Foot traffic going in and out. They have no consideration for anyone. They don't. People driving down here have no consideration for anyone. And I was a big, defender of the police down here, but the police during the 4th of July weekend didn't do their job. There were a ton of people in the bike lane where they don't belong, cutting over in the right-hand lane and cutting people out. And twice I almost got into an accident because somebody was trying to do that. Twice on Saturday after the 4th. All right? Twice that happened. Okay? It's disgusting. It really is. All right? Yes, it is. Breaking news. That's right, George. Yes, it did. And hello, Brian Pettit. Welcome. George, welcome. Josh, Cyberuski, welcome all you guys to the show. All right. Okay. So this region around here is got this big trigger finger about short-term rentals. Issue fines, arrest people, but don't punish the people who make money on short-term rentals because you want to feed the hotels. Ocean City's doing this. I beat up Rick Mahan last week. I'm not doing it this week because I got a lot of other things to talk about here. I haven't heard from him yet. Okay? I want him on this program. I want him to explain to me why Ocean City, Maryland continues to gouge people. And then the businesses, and I've said this many times as well, get on TV and they go, I'm going to make no money. Well, that's because you can thank the government who has decided to make everybody raise prices and hotel rates are so high and they cut out short-term rentals that they want people. Here's what Ocean City wants. They want people to come down here, stay for a day and go home. Or they want you to stay for a week and go broke and have to take out a loan. Or they want you to stay for a month in a short-term rental. Okay? Go broke and then go home. That's what Ocean City's mentality is down here with this. Okay? While we're on the topic of Ocean City, the fact of the matter is that Ocean City has to put up a substation on the boardwalk. Why? 4th of July. But see, unlike Pittsburgh and some other cities, they nipped it in the butt. Somebody was launching fireworks, causing problems. There was a shooting. Boom. They arrested them. Boom. They got it all handled. Boom. They put up a substation. And then guess how long it took? A week, less than a week to do it. Okay? If this happened in Pittsburgh, you'd be protested. You'd be doing this. You'd be doing that. You'd be screaming and hollering, all you progressives out there. Okay? Screaming and hollering. All right? Let's see what Cyberuski's up to here. How do you get a crown? Go to Burger King. There you go. Yeah, you got a crown. There you go. Go to Burger King. All right. Yeah, I know. Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. Okay. So now Milton, Delaware now is getting involved in this short-term rental thing. Pittsburgh, short-term rentals. Okay. Should have passed that legislation a long time ago after that kid got killed. But you did. It took you 3 years to do something. 3 years. That happened back in 22. All right. Easter Sunday. Okay. Easter Sunday. All right. I got to give Ocean City credit for putting up that substation because now they know. All right. And they don't play around. Told you the story a few weeks back about the kid who stole a car, in which stupid never takes a vacation here. All right. Got to sound the alarm on that one. Stupid never takes a vacation. You steal the car, you take the person's credit cards, you go around on the boardwalk, park the car, go around on the boardwalk, spend the money on the credit card, get back in the car, take it and park it in front of your apartment 2 blocks down from the boardwalk. What are you, stupid? Somebody this week tried to get into Pittsburgh International Airport again with a gun. And guess where he was from? Texas. He was trying to go through TSA with a gun. Okay? All right. Well, good for you, Cyberuski. I don't eat there. Sorry. Everybody's increasing prices, Cyberuski. Everybody. Yeah, it is $10. I'll tell you who's really expensive. What's the name of that fast food Chinese joint? Oh man, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Yeah, Panda Express. That's it. Oh, they expensive. Food's It's called Chinese fast food. Okay. All right. Panda Express, I believe it is, or whatever. Okay. Their prices are high, very pricey. Everybody's prices are high, everybody, because you didn't do anything about it. When Biden was in and the prices of food kept going up, nobody did anything. You were too busy playing around on Xbox, on TikTok, on social media, screwing around, and you didn't care. And now Donald Trump is here to fix it. I'm not going to talk about him right now. I did last on my Ralph's Opinion show. I want to congratulate the Western Pennsylvania region for getting natural gas resources. There was a big conference in Pittsburgh. Donald Trump was involved in it. So were some politicians, not the progressive ones, of course, but some of them were. Thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs in Homer City, Pennsylvania, and Indiana County are coming. The whole Western Pennsylvania region is going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs. Ask Cletus Lee, the mayor of North Braddock, the Nippon Steel U.S. Steel deal. Ask him that. He'll be on on my radio show on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. All right? All right, let's see here. It cost me $70 for 4 people at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Brian, absolutely. It's getting bad out there. I know some people who criticized me up in Pittsburgh because I said something about eating out here in Ocean City, Maryland. I have restaurants here upset with me. Oh, speaking of that, I want to talk to you today about a business in Ocean City, and I'm going to blast them right here. Atlantic Fish and Tackle. Now, I get it. You're involved in this fishing tournament coming up at the beginning of August. They're having a fishing tournament down here in Ocean City. And I get that. My friend Jay, who does a show called BBJ, tune in, subscribe to his YouTube channel. He tells you all the updates about what's going on in Ocean City, whether it's restaurants closing, opening, new businesses, whatever. Jay's a real good guy. He does that all the time. Him and his wife. They drive around in their car and they film videos. They go places. Well, he was at Atlantic Fish and Tackle, which he spent $500. Let me repeat now. $500 on fishing equipment, fishing rods and whatnot. And you know what they told him in there? He went in there to go film something for one of his videos to talk about what was going on in Atlantic Fish and Tackle. And they kicked him out and said that you have to get media credentials. You have to talk to our media superintendent and get media credentials to come in here and film with your phone. Atlantic Fish and Tackle. Let me tell you something. I like to fish. I haven't this year yet. I haven't even been to the pool yet because I'm still busy doing things with the politics of this house. Okay? I will not be patronizing with Atlantic Fish and Tackle. And if anybody in Ocean City has a problem with that, okay, you know where to find me right here. Okay? If anyone has an issue with that. All right? And I get it, Brian. I get it that they're trying to, because of this fishing tournament coming up here now, you have to have media credentials. You have to talk to somebody, and they even have a media department. All right. And I don't know if it has to do with the tournament. I don't know. But you're not allowed to film in there anymore. Listen, Ocean City, Maryland is called a seasonal town. The summertime is when they make the most money. Why would you get on a bad side of two people who do shows on social media? Jay's my man. Why would you mess with Jay after he spent $500? I repeat, $500 in fishing equipment. I probably would have went there and spent money, but now I'm not going to spend anything, and I hope no one does. Because you're not allowed to go in there with I'm not allowed to go in there and do a Ralph report. I'm not allowed to go in there and do anything inside their store. Okay? All right? So therefore, Atlantic Fish and Tackle, you are noticed with me. As Chris Jericho used to say in WWE, you made my list. My list, Rick Mahan, Atlantic Fish and Tackle. You both made my list. Because you know why? I've had it. You can't tell people, I know, oh, well, it's my business. Well, it's your business, but you're getting a bad rap now. And I tell everybody in Ocean City, and I tell everybody in Berlin and Salisbury or wherever it is I am, I've even told the state DMV people, you want to play around with me, I am a podcaster. I am somebody who puts shows on social media. I can make or break your business. And if you're going to give me lip, I'm going to tell you about it. If you're going to give me a problem, I'm going to tell you about it. If you're going to try to stick it to me, I'm really going to tell you about it. Okay? So please, Atlantic Fish and Tackle, understand this. You will not get my business, and I hope no one else goes in there. Because to me, that's unacceptable. And it should be to you too if you live in Ocean City, and patronize with Atlantic Fish and Tackle. All right, I'm Ralph Williams. This has been The Way I See It. And we're here every single Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. 7:30, we start off with the Ralph's Opinion Show. And both shows are a half hour now. You get a bargain. You get 2 shows for 1 hour. How many people do that? No, they only do 1 show for 1 hour. I do 2 shows in 1 hour. Okay? Exactly. Okay? That's right. He's my friend on video chat. I watch his videos. I've subscribed to his channel. He does likewise to me, watches my stuff. Okay? I have increased my subscribers by moving down here because Pittsburgh wants to treat me like a redheaded stepchild, which is one of the reasons I got out. Okay? The media up there has treated me like a redheaded stepchild, and I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. One way or another, I'm going to make it in this business, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it. And I'm making it now. And now it's even better. Okay? All right? Well, there you go. Cyberuski, very good. Thank you. All right? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. And please, don't forget to follow me on my Twitter page. I'm Ralph Williams. This has been The Way I See It. And we're here every Wednesday night, 8 to 8:30. Tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, because Tuesday was my wife's birthday, so I didn't put my shows on. We were celebrating her birthday yesterday. Unfortunately, she's ill, and we stayed home, but we ordered out, and we talked a few, and we celebrated her birthday here at home. We had plans to go to a restaurant whose name I'm not going to mention because they didn't pay me, and I haven't been there to eat there yet. So I can tell you about them. Okay. All right. Also, I want to real quick here, Pensman Sports. Don't forget to tune into him. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's got some great content, and also follow him on Facebook and Twitter X. Tiger Stripes Media with Brian Pettit. Don't forget, Brian will be joining me Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on the Saturday Sports Show with myself, Leo Haggerty, Brian Pettit, and Pensman Sports. All right. And then Southern Fried Sports with J.D. Wyatt. Okay. Don't forget to also subscribe and follow him as well. Okay. All right. Don't forget about these guys. And please don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. I'm up and moving. I'm over 2,000, working on 3,000, 4,000, 10,000. All right. And I know there's a lot of naysayers out there, people out there making comments saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm cheating, I'm doing that. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm not doing that. And you know it. So there you go. You know, jealousy is what it is. That's all I'm going to say. Have yourself a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, commenting, and whatnot. Have yourself a great one. Thank you. See you next week. Don't forget tomorrow, the Sports Corner show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. Lots to talk about tomorrow. Dan Serafini, we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the Paul Skeens and the All-Star game and baseball, Pirates, Steelers, all kinds of stuff to talk about tomorrow with myself, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. Huddle Sports Network, and on our regular social media platforms. And don't forget at 5, Wrestle Talk. Wow. 2 pay-per-views in the course of a weekend and Saturday night's main event. Wow. Wait till you hear what we have to talk about this tomorrow, 5:00 p.m. And that's a special day and times because of my wife's birthday on Tuesday. So I decided to take the shows off. Have yourself a great one. Thanks for watching. Be safe.